Hi folks, welcome to the final game of the Battlefields of Middle-earth Kirton game tournament held at Kirton Games in Crediton. I have to apologise to my opponent in this last game. It was very hot that day, and this is in the in a loft of a building, and it was roasting. And that last game really took it out of me, and by now I had a splitting headache. So I probably wasn't the best opponent during this game. So I do apologise, because my opponent was a great chap, really nice to play against, and he was somewhat understanding. So yeah, just have a quick look through and see what he's got. So he's got a large unit of men of Minas Tirith with a banner and Boromir with an Avenger Bolt Thrower. And then he's got some more men of Minas Tirith, 2 Fountain Court with Denethor. And yeah, the mission we're playing is Fog of War, which it's my favourite mission. So it's grab a bit of terrain, kill a non-leading hero, and the points go up like this. In my case, with only 2 warbands, obviously the guy I'm trying to keep alive and the guy he's trying to kill is the same guy. But with him, I had a few more options, and this is when I made some stupid options. So I decided, with my all-foot army, I'd go for his siege engineer from the bolt thrower. Why I decided to do that? Because it's going to take forever under there, and I've got Isildur, who up until this point has proven just how good he is at killing everyone else's heroes. I didn't just go for Boromir, because I'm pretty sure Denethor was his warband leader. So if I'd gone for Boromir, I could have taken him out in combat with Isildur without feeling too bad about it. And the piece of terrain, I also picked that far centre bit. I don't know why I did that either, but I should have gone for one of the woods. Just creep my way around with a couple of guys and just try and take a wood. But that's how it was. But yeah, so I shall leave it at that, and hopefully we'll get on and see how it went. So to start off with, I was going to move up in between the building and the wood there, try and take a few shots off while his Avenger Bolt Thrower moves into a position where it can shoot me, in which case I'll definitely back off. I'm not going to enter a shooting competition with my 4 or 5 bowmen. It's 4 from memory. So what I decided to do is then take a long sweep around the building, around the right hand side, with Isildur and most of the warriors. And as I was doing that, I was also watching my opponent move towards that left hand building, and I had a feeling that was going to be his. So I was going to take my elf captain and swing around with a handful of warriors there, just to hold that off, because I was pretty sure elf captain and a couple of elves and a couple of warriors with a banner should be able to help hold that side off. My opponent, also seeing what I'm doing, starts sending his troops around there as well, as you can see at the top there. And I actually managed to get a shot off, and it looks like I've killed one of the guys there. That's good to know. I say it's good to... Oh yes, that's right, because he's got a couple of rangers there. Sorry, I didn't see. They decided to enter a shooting competition, which I'm glad he had the rangers there, because the rest of his army being defense 6/7 thanks to the shield wall meant I could barely do any damage to him. So as you can see there, I've pushed around the right hand side there. Isildur is in behind, and my elf captain is going to swing around to the left. And you see Denethor has also seen what's going on there. The Avenger Bolt Thrower I'm not too worried about, as long as I'm not stupid enough to step in range. Yeah, as long as I'm not stupid enough to step in range, I should be absolutely fine. And the other thing I kept forgetting, because I was pretty important, I wanted to push these guys on the left hand side. I kept forgetting my ruddy heroic march. But there you go. It's as things happen. Then on the right hand side, we get into the combats. As you can see here, I start lining my men up. I have good formation, and my guys are fight 5, strength 4 combo there, pretty much right across the line. So I can win these fights. And if Isildur goes into Boromir, I am not too worried about that. We both have a banner. I was feeling pretty happy here, but my inability to roll 6s showed up pretty quick. The elves, I then started to sneak around this centre bit here. My plan was for the elves to make a run for the wood, and then maybe around to the building. In seeing that, he was worried. I think that he thought that I was going to try and capture the wood, and he starts sending Denethor across from the building he is trying to hold on the left hand side there. In the meantime, we are having a bit of a shooting competition, still with his rangers. And if you're wondering why I'm in a conga line, it was just to get all my archers there behind the pillar, so he couldn't see me with his Avenger Bolt Thrower. And this went, yeah, no, sloppy play here. There was no reason for me to mess this up and lost 2 of my guys here. Absolutely no reason whatsoever. Yeah, that was just stupid. I mean, this game is a game where you can pre-measure, and I could easily have seen that I was in shooting range. But there you go, it happens. So I lost 2 of my chaps there, and I think they were both elves as well. Yeah, so I'm going to start pushing towards the centre here. Isildur's decided to come across. I was pretty sure my elves and men can hold against his men, though it would be hard for me to get wounds. In theory, I should be winning fights with my high fight and my banner giving me the rerolls as well. I was pretty sure I had a good chance to win fights there. Yeah, and if I can get Denethor on the way, I don't mind. Isildur can always put on the ring and Scarpa and see how it goes from there. This fight ended up being like the most demoralising fight I've ever fought. I could win, but I couldn't wound. And you might think, well, you know, they are defensive. I suppose, yeah, it does make a difference to my Numenorians who are strength 4. But it's 6s across the board, and for my elves it would have been 6s with their defense 6. But I could not roll a bloody 6. I don't think I actually kill anyone on this flank from memory. And occasionally when he does win, my defense 5 guys drop, as you can see here. Yeah, I lost 2 in the first clash, which is not what I wanted. Everywhere else you can see I pushed, won the fight, did absolutely nothing, and lost 2 of my own chaps, which was demoralising. So as you can see here, the squabble starts. Boromir starts running around the side there. He's deciding to take on Isildur, which I was quite happy with. As I say, I'm pretty sure I can handle him as long as I put the ring on. Oh, the left-hand side, you can't see me. I'm just out of shot, but my guys are just swinging around to this building to make sure I can test that so he doesn't grab that off me. And in the centre here, my elven archers. I was feeling pretty happy. My elven archers. He's got no banner. I've got the fight, and I've got Isildur there to help cut through. But he wins priority and does all the charging that he wants. I actually spend the might, and he wins the roll off. So in the end, it happens that he picks the fight he wants. Isildur gets charged by Boromir. The fighting down on the right hand side. I'm afraid this is the last picture of the game. We did play on for a little bit longer. The fighting down on the right hand side. There's nothing more I could do there. As I said, I don't think I actually killed anyone there. As horribly annoying. I could not roll a 6 to save my life. My elves in the centre were all cut down. I don't remember if. I think Isildur just fights off Boromir, with the ring on and stuff. On the left-hand side, I actually moved my guys up to contest the building and actually chase him out of it. So that's how the fight ended. He couldn't kill my elf because obviously I was going to hide him behind the wall because he's the guy. My elf captain would be the one he's going for, and the one I'm keeping alive. So I got the points for that. Territory-wise, I got him out of his. I never got to mine. And I don't know what else I think. I think that was it. I mean, it was a pretty pressing game. There might have been a leader bonus. I mean, he might have killed Isildur. I cannot remember, to be honest. I know my opponent won. So he must have had an advantage somewhere. But this fight down on the right-hand side there, that really annoyed me. But it happens. You can't always expect to roll 6s. Defense 7 worked out for them in the end, and neutered my strength 4 Numenorians. And I mean, the easy mistakes. Left hand side there, I forgot my heroic march to get him around quicker because I really wanted to get in there nice and soon and finish off as many of those guys, those ranges and stuff there as I can. The Avenger Bolt Thrower was just there. I mean, I could have just put the ring on Isildur and marched him across there if I wasn't that worried about it. Because obviously, losing my men down this bottom corner didn't really matter. Simply because it's not part of the objectives, really. So I could have actually left them to die even if Boromir got stuck into them. Let Isildur put the ring on, march his way up, and take out that Avenger bolt thrower. Because I don't know if you can be seen or not with the ring. I know it's courage checks. I don't think you'll be seen to be shot at. So, in theory, yeah, I could have walked up there, killed off the captain, and then just walked into that little building that was just behind him, which was really what I was going for. But instead, I was just dithering and dathering as my head was hurting and I was having enough. So the game ended up there, and at the end of the tournament, I can't remember. Sorry, it's so many weeks ago now, and unfortunately the score sheet was lost, so I didn't really know what happened here. But my opponent was definitely top 3, I believe. In that one, I'd imagine my ended up score was about 4th or 5th. So I was pretty pleased with how it played. Let's say in 20, well, as long as I think it's 20 odd years this game's been out, isn't it? Or near enough. I've never actually used the ring. This is the first time I've used the ring, and it was awesome. It made Isildur a much better character. I'm quite happy with this list. Since this tournament, I've also bought some low point elf heroes, which I think would come in handy. Eristor, for example, instead of my elven captain, I think I'd really like to go for. I got 2 banners, and that's like 50 points in a 500-point game. You got 10% on banners. But with my high fight, I really like the idea of having banners, because it's got such a small cover. So I was pretty happy with that. But it's quite a good list, and already I've actually done their next tournament while I've been recording this, and completely different list. All right, I turned up with 4 elves. That's what I went for. So yeah, it was interesting and it was different, and changes my list around. So far I've gone as pure Númenórean, then I've gone as Númenórean and elf, and then my last one was just elf. So the tournaments here are really good, by the way. Well worth going to Kirton Games. I mean, they do a lot of the Age of Sigmar, 40k, Shadespire, that style of tournaments. I think they do the card games ones. Don't ask me what, because I'm not into the card games, so I don't know them. And this year they've been pushing for the Lord of the Rings tournaments, and they have been really good. It's a nice bunch of guys and gals that play up there. And the next tournament I've been to as well has been really good as well. So well worth going if you can get across to Crediton and see Kirton Games. They, as I say, it is a proper hobby store. It's got tables set up, tournaments run, leagues and that games run, and of course you can buy your stuff there. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Oh, sorry, just one more mention. A big thank you for everyone who's just supported me and subscribing to me. I'll probably mention it again later on. Just to say thanks a lot. I've just cleared 1,000 subscribers. I know it's not massive in the world of YouTube, but someone who's small like me, who just does a couple of comments on some photographs, I'd really do appreciate it, and thanks for taking an interest. So I'll see you next time. Farewell.